Om. 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 Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Pranams to the lotus feet of the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas and Gurujis, pranams to all of you. We are in shloka number 95. And Ananto Huda Bhokta Sukhado Naikado Grajah Anirvidna Sada Marshi Lokadhishtana Madbutaha. We have seen the meanings of the following namas. Anantaha, the limitless. Hudabukhu, the ultimate receiver of all the offerings. Bhokta, the enjoyer or the protector. The Sukhadha, the one who gives sukha or cuts sukha. Up to this we have seen. So I told you in the last class, I will do a little bit of explanation for the last nama, Sukhadha. What is that? If he is the Bhokta, the enjoyer, what do we get? When one understands him as Bhokta in everyone, one gets Moksha Sukha. You get the ultimate Sukha. There are two kinds of Sukha. One is a relative Sukha. By following Dharma, you earn more Punyam and then you get a peace of mind while living here. That is the first Sukha you get. The second Sukha you get is when you get the true understanding of the Lord, Aham Brahmasmi, that is the Moksha Sukham, that is the ultimate Sukha or Ananda. So there is a relative Sukha and absolute Sukha. And I told you also in the last class, is the Sukhadaha, he one who gives Sukha or who cuts the Sukha. So what is Asukadha? Now, when somebody is doing a Papa Karmas, unpleasant things, then he has to suffer. Often we ask, why am I suffering now when I am doing everything good? Because it is because of the past Janma, whatever we have done, that is coming, then haunting us. So one should have the Shraddha, which is invisible. So if I am suffering now in this Janma, but still I am doing good, continue to go good. Do not go away, saying that, no, I have done everything, God is not giving me, so let me also do akramas. Don't do that. That is not the approach. When you have to have the understanding, I am having a problem today because of something I have done in the past which was not right. So let me try to accumulate and then take some good sukha so that I am able to focus and I am able to earn punyam. Thereby, I am able to get the brownie points, I call it, so that future will be better. So that's what it is important. So he removes the dukkha and gives you sukha once you are in the dharmic path. So one should never deviate from the dharma. That should be sacrosanct. And then once you are in the dharmic path, Bhagavan says, he himself will instill a desire for knowledge. What is knowledge? Self-inquiry. You will get the desire automatically in either this janma or some other janma. And Bhagavan will send you a guru and you will get the jnanam, you will get the ultimate sukha, moksha sukha. So this is the meaning of Sukhadaha. Then next nama, 890th nama. Naikajaha. Naikajaha means one who has many births. Bhagavan is called the Dharma Gopta, the protector of Dharma. In order to protect Dharma, he is born many times and hence he is called Naikaja. He has taken many avatars. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Many births I have taken, Arjuna. But you do not know what all the births I have taken and you have taken. I know How many births I have taken and how many births you have taken also I know. So Bahuvini Veditani Janmani. So many births have gone by for me. So he also says in the same chapter, Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So I take birth in every yuga for establishing the Dharma. So as an answer to the prayers of the people, Bhagavan is born. In fact, it is the people who create him. Bhagavan did not come on his own. It was the karma pala of the people that brought Bhagavan into a form. So we cannot say really whether Bhagavan is out of his own will, keeping Maya under his control, brought a body into being, or the avatara was created by the devotees. Because it's the devotees who prayed, a devotee's karma palas have to be exhausted. So this world has to be created with his Maya Shakti, and he has to put order in place. So because of the total karma palas of all jivas, here to exhaust the karma palas, Bhagavan has to create the Srishti, and Bhagavan has to maintain the order. So he comes again and again. As I told you, every natural force which is operating is all his own devatas which is operating, and everything is controlled by him. This is called Hiranyagarbha Tattva. The total mind is called Hiranyagarbha, and he is the one who is the controller. And he takes avatars. Every day he takes avatars. Different forms he comes. And so he takes avatars to protect the Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashayasha Dushkritam. He takes the avatars. So as a result of their prayers, Bhagavan takes their embodiment. He was not born one time, but Naikaja, born many times. Born many times for the sake of Bhaktas. Then Agrajaha, one who was born first. At the beginning of the creation, he alone first became Hiranyagarbha and then Virat. Hiranyagarbha is called Agraja. So the one who was born as Hiranyagarbha, he is Agraja. For those who are studying Gita or Tattva Bodha will know very clearly, Brahman with the Maya Shakti, when it is unmanifest, initial form is called Ishvara or Antaryami, and then that alone becomes Hiranyagarbha, which is called total Mandya. Total Sukshma Shariram, total Karna Shariram is called Ishvara or Antaryami. The total Sukshma Shariram is called Hiranyagarbha, and total Stula Prapancha, Thulam is called Virat. So Bhagavan only is in he say Agrajaha, he is the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha means what? The total mind. Total Sukshma Shariram, we simply call it as a total mind. Because that is what is controlling everything, managing everything, distributing all the karma palas, karma pala dhata. That's what he says. Then Anirvinnaha, one who has no dejection. In the Mundakopanishad it is said, Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat. That means a Viveki analyzing all forms of experiences gained through karma and understanding their limitations discovers Nirveda. Nirveda means dispassion or Vairagyam. This is so because all the results that are gained are not pleasant, and that which is pleasant is subject to time and variation. So he clearly understands. Who? A Viveki. An intelligent person understands. That's what Upanishad says. An unintelligent person is Aviveki. So what is the thing is, he loses the interest in the pursuit with a feeling of dejections. Because once I try to attempt to do certain things, I'm not getting the results what I want. I get dejected. Because the desires, whatever I want to have, it is not being met. So the dejection, what my expectations, when it is not met, and I am dejected and frustrated, that is called nirvinna. Nirvinna. One becomes nirvinna, dejected and frustrated. That is at a human level. Bhagavan is anirvinna. Anirvinna. Why? He never loses interest in anything. Because Bhagavan is akarta abhokta. Bhagavan is akarta abhokta. And that's why Bhagavan is never dejected, never frustrated. He keeps on doing his work. Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Name partasti kartavyam trishi lokeshu ginchana nanavav tamavaptavyam vartayevacha karmani. I have nothing to accomplish in all the 3 periods of time, all the lokas, but I continue to do that. Trishi lokeshu. In all the lokas, I don't need to do anything, but I continue to do it. Why? Bhagavan is never frustrated. Why? Because Bhagavan always have the attitude of akarta abhokta. Bhagavan knows I am not this, even as avatara, Bhagavan says, I am not this body mind. I am the Brahman. So where is the question of me doing anything? And I only do it what is as per the karma palam I distribute, but I am not dejected, I am not frustrated by anything which is happening. And I distribute the palams. So if corona comes and suffers, you guys suffer because it is a total, your total prarabdha is which is fructifying. Whatever you guys, all the jivas put together in the earth has done some papa. That is what is coming as a karma pala today. And you have to go through the challenges. And he being Purnaha, he has got a limitless joys. And there's nothing for him to gain or nothing that he cannot gain. He does not expect anything, any special joy when he does his job. So he is Anirvinna. Then Sadamarshi. Sadamarshi means one who bears with the Satpurushas. Bhagavan is Sadamarshi. He understands and bears with people because they are Satpurushas. He understands the limitations of the people and bear with them patiently. This is the Marshana. It is not forgiving, but he has got different, it is not forgiving, which has got different connotations. Any person who makes a small effort towards Ishvara becomes a Satpurusha. It is natural that he has got some limitations. Bhagavan understands those limitations. Because everybody cannot come to Jnana Yoga. Everybody's mind is not disposed towards the Vedanta. Everybody's mind is not ready for Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. They are not still matured. They are not still ripe enough to come to that. And Bhagavan understands the limitations of each jiva. But what the expectation of each human being is what? You be a dharmic person, have the Shraddha in Veda, and have the bhakti, a devotion towards the Lord. It can be even a Sakama bhakti to begin with. It is okay. But be a dharmic person, be an ethical person. Do not deviate from ethics. Accomplish whatever material things you want also, accomplish in an ethical way. Bhagavan gives everything. Yo yam thanum bhaktaha shraddhaya chitam ichchati. Whatever you want, Bhagavan gives it. But understand, at some point of time, you will come to the Jnana Yoga, maybe in this Janma, some other Janma. But those who have got the Shraddha and Bhakti are all Satpurushas. And he patiently, he bears all the Satpurushas. That means what? He again gives you human birth opportunity. He is going to give multiple times, again and again and again. Like your CA examination, you can attempt hundreds of times. Throughout your lifetime, you can write CA exam. Chartered accountancy in India. So that you are able to pass one day. So Bhagavan says for Satpurushas, he bears with the Satpurushas. He understands your limitations because your mind is still not ripened enough. It is not ripened enough. So the step towards Ishvara is what counts. It is all about thinking of Lord, being ethical and doing your things. And Bhagavan says, I will give Jnanam at the appropriate time. In Bhagavad Gita, he repeatedly says, Buddhyoham dadhami. Machitta madgata pranaha bhotayantah parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satati yuktana bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhyoham tam yenamam upayantite. So Bhagavan very clearly says, so be a Satpurusha, be a good citizen. That means what? No harm to anyone. If you want, refer to Thirukural Arathupal. The first section. Thirukural is divided into 3 parts. Arathupal, Porutpal, Kamapal, Kamathupal. Of which the first section, which is called Arathupal. How to be a person who has to conduct a life of dharma. Go back to Thirukural. 38 chapters are there. And in the 38 chapters, 380 Kurals, You see what is to be done, what is not to be done. Bhagavan very clearly articulated through Thiruvulluvar. There's a big debate going on who is Thiruvulluvar, whether he's a Hindu or not. What a stupid argument. And he has given the highest knowledge. He has talked about Vedanta in 4 adhikarams, 40 Kurals. Thiruvulluvar is a Mahajnani. And there's a charcha going on, unfortunately, in Tamil Nadu. Anyhow, that is unfortunate. That's a different thing. The idea is Bhagavan will take care of the Satpurushas. Satpurushas are the one who have got the Shraddha with the Vedas and lean towards the Bhagavan and being with the Lord. That's what it is. So, Sadamarshi, one who bears with Satpurushas. Then Loka Adhishtanam. He is the Adhishtana of everything. Loka Adhishtanam. Just as the clay is the Adhishtana of our pot, Bhagavan is the Adhishtana, the locus of all the worlds, all the spheres, all the laws, all forces. In other words, the locus of all the names and forms. Names and forms are only Namarupa, they are only superficial. He is the Adhishtanam. He is the Adhishtanam. He is the support. He is the locus of everything. Adhishtana. We have seen it many times in the past also. Then Adbhuta hai. Adbhuta hai. Bhagavan is Adbhuta. One who is a wonder. He is the Adhishtana of everything and hence he is an active participant. At the same time, he is Asanga without being affected in any way. Thus, he is the Adbhuta, a wonder. When you look at Ishvara from any angle, he is a wonder. From the standpoint of his Swarupa, he is a wonder because even though he is changeless, he seems to undergo changes. Even though non-dual, he seems to become many. Even though formless and attributeless, he seems to take on forms and attributes in a variety of ways. So anything that is possible is not a wonder. Only that which is impossible but is made to look possible is a wonder. And his Maya Shakti, which makes the impossible possible, is a wonder. The magnitude of this universe is as yet very little explored. And what is explored also evokes awe and wonder. And that it can be created, sustained, and resolved by his mere sankalpa is a big wonder. When he has nothing to gain from it, that he goes on and on with the creation is a wonder. So he is the Atma, the truth is the truth of everyone. That people should feel estranged from it and seek it is a wonder. That is unlike anything else is a wonder. Though it is not available for words and thoughts, that Shastra tries to point out through words is a wonder. In fact, in Kathopanishads, a beautiful mantra comes that says that the self is not available for hearing for many. And even if heard, many do not understand it. The one who teaches is a wonder, and one who listens, not being separate from it, is also a wonder. The one who understands, being caught by a proficient teacher, is another wonder. The mantra goes like this in Kathopanishad, beautiful. Shravanayapi bahubiryo na labhyah shunvantopi bahoyam na vidyuhu na ascharya bhakta kushalo labdha ascharya jnata kushalo nisishtah. Very beautiful mantra. The same equivalent of it comes in the Gita, because Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has taken it from the Kathopanishad, many mantras, and taken them. And that beauty comes in the second chapter, 29 shloka. Ascharyavat paschati kaschidhenam, ascharyavat vadati tataiva chanyah, ascharyavat chainamanya shrunoti, shutpapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. Gita, he says, the one who looks upon the self as a wonder, another speaks of it as a wonder, another hears it as a wonder, still another, even after hearing about the self, does not understand it at all, is another wonder. What a beautiful Nama. So he is the Adbhuta. He is Adbhuta. So only people who have got the sharp intellect, cognitive mind, and who have got a little bit of Purva Janma Punyam, the Vasana, they will be interested in the Jnana Yoga. And once you understand, and once you go and then do a serious study of the scriptures in a very systematic way, will understand what this Bhagavan is. And Bhagavan says, my famous shloka, which I like it very much, Janma karmacha Janma karmacha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti shodjuna. Those who understand really me are never born again. They are liberated completely. So our ultimate goal is to understand who this true Bhagavan is. So I told you, whether you understand yourself or whether you try to understand Bhagavan, say both will lead to the same answer, that Bhagavan and myself at the ultimate level is one and the same. So it is a wonder for people who are sitting on the fence. But it is still better to be having the Shraddha and Bhakti and try to pursue the spirituality, Jnana Yoga. The unfortunate point today is many of the Upanyasakas, they terrorize people when it comes to Jnana Yoga. Even those who are giving Ramayana, Mahabharata, or Bhagavatam discourses, many terrorize people. Oh, Jnana Yoga, you cannot go there. Just do Jnana Sankirtanam, Kali Yuga, that alone is give enough. So they terrorize people and then make them as if it is a very, very difficult task. That you cannot come, you cannot go there, that requires a special this thing. Like this, they make such a big halla gulla, the whole this thing. And many people say, why should I go into all those things, break my head? So because of this unfortunate communications, many people do not want to come to Vedantic study. Unfortunate is a very, very unfortunate. In fact, Vedantic study is not a difficult one at all. For both of most of us who are professionally qualified and who are doing very well in many of our this thing, it is not difficult to understand Vedanta at all. Vedanta is very, very simple to understand. If you are a doctor or an engineer or a computer scientist or any work we are doing it, you are a bank accountant, whatever it is, compared to all of them, understanding Vedanta is very, very simple and easy. Only thing is, like any other study, one has to have a systematic study. That too, under the guidance of a competent live Acharya or Guru. That is very important. Our Swamiji, my Guru, always says, the consistent, systematic study of Vedantic scriptures for a continuous, lengthy period of time under the guidance of a live, competent Acharya. That is the requirement. Like any other course, if you study for a few years, you will easily get a grasp of the basics. And I told you repeatedly, you don't need to go anywhere else. I am a great fan and I am a marketeer of Bhagavan Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita. That one scripture alone is sufficient. In fact, every Hindu must study Bhagavad Gita. It is applicable for everybody in the all human being. It is applicable. You can replace, you can call the God as Jesus or Allah or whatever the things. But the concept is very clear. There is some invisible principle which is managing the whole universe. So, Bhagavad Gita must be studied at least by all the Hindus. And they must study it. And that itself will give you absolute clarity. Then there's no question of Adbhuta. You'll have absolute clarity. Then you'll be fascinated. What Bhagavan is. Then our Adbhutam is, after studying, you still be fascinated. Adbhuta. Why? Because how Bhagavan is, how the whole scriptures present it so systematically. Because it gives you such a logical approach. The Vedanta is, Shruti gives the whole thing, or Vedas, and it can be logically understood applying our Anubhava. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Through this process, you can understand very well. That's what it says. So with this, shloka number 95 is over. Now we'll go to shloka number 96. Sanat matah kapiravyayah swasti daswatkriti swasti buk swasti dakshinah sanatana tamah kapiravyayah swasti daswatkriti swasti buk swasti dakshinah. Sanat, the ancient. Sanat is another name for Vishnu. It is a word that indicates time, which lasts forever. It was there and it will be there. So Parameshwara is here presented as Kala, time, which brings which brings in space also. It is time that brings about the creation of the Jagat. Without time and space, there cannot be motion. Jagat is motion. When one inquires into time, time disappears. The past and future are nothing but the present. The present is what obtains. The past was present, and future also will be present, and the present is present. So the unit of time is only the present. The past or the future are thoughts of only as now, and that is the present. But now the thought is of now, and all thoughts stop and there is no thinking. The now is only when the length of time experientially disappears. It does not enjoy any length of time. This is time. You may find it very confusing. Keep it that way. Bhagavan is Kala Tattva. Because it is too confusing, it requires a lot of explanation. But I'll give you one mathematical analogy so you'll be able to understand better. Okay, by mathematically it will never disappear. Okay, the length of time is timeless, so that timeless makes the length of time. It is like a series of points which make a line. A point is that which occupies no space and has got no dimension, yet a series of these points make a line. Similarly, so time and space are the greatest magic of Maya. This is the Maya Shakti of Ishvara. So Ishvara is Sanat, has always been there and hence ancient. So this is Sanat. Next one is Sanatana Tamaha. Sanatana Tamaha. Next to Nama. The most ancient of the ancient. The Tama is a suffix added to the words to indicate the superlative degree. Tamaha means it's a superlative degree. So Sanatana Tamaha means the most ancient. Brahmaji and the Prajapatis, who are said to be the creators, are also created by the Parameshwara or Vishnu. You can call it by any name. Brahman can be called as Ishvara, Parameshwara, Vishnu. The moment you say Parameshwara, don't think only Shiva. Shiva, Vishnu are only the names. Ultimately, Brahman. Hence, since he is the creator of the creator, also, he is the most ancient. Most ancient can also be misconstrued as being within time. Being the ultimate nimitta and upadana karana, he is the cause of time. He is the cause of time, and it's timeless. Bhagavan is beyond the space and time itself. You cannot even visualize. That's why in the previous one we said Adbhuta, because our mind can think anything within space and time only. The mind cannot think beyond that. Mind cannot think anything beyond time and space. But even then, Upanishad is trying to explain the Brahman, the concept of Bhagavan, and trying to make it explain. That's why it's called Adbhuta earlier. So he is the most ancient of the ancient. He is the ultimate creator of even Brahmaji, who is the father of this creation. That's what it is. Next one, Kapilaha. Kapilaha, one who is brownish red. We have seen in the 531st Nama, 531 Nama, we pointed out he is Maharishi Kapilacharya. And Kapila also means a brownish red color. The Puranas talk of a great fire within the oceans called the Badavanala. Badavanala. It may be the volcanoes in the ocean bed, whose eruptions call small and large islands. So he is Kapila, brownish red in the form of Badavanala, the law and order that keeps the oceans and their islands what they are. So this is Kapila. Then Kapihi, one who drinks the water, Kapihi. The word Kapi has many meanings as monkey, elephant, boar, sun, and so on. As he took the avatar of Varaha, boar, he is Kapi. The sun is also called Kapi because it trims Ka. Ka means water in a subtle way, evaporating it through its rays of heat. The surface water in the ponds and lakes evaporate and they become dry because of the sun. So the Lord in the form of the sun, from the standpoint of this function, is Kapi. Kapi. So very interesting Nama. Then Apyayaha, the place of resolution. This is a new creation before which there was a previous creation, a previous Jagat. I told you one kalpa of Brahmaji is 2000 Chatur Yugas, 1000 Chatur Yugas of daytime and 1000 Chatur Yugas of night time is one kalpa. Is Brahmaji's one day, 124 hours in our current language. And we are in this kalpa, we are in the Brahmaji's 51st birthday, first day we are there. So this kalpa itself is still long. Okay. So after this kalpa, again another kalpa comes and another Veda is created. Okay. And another Vyasa comes. Sorry, for every Chaturyuga, for every Chaturyuga, a Vyasa comes. That's what they say. For every Chaturyuga, we so gave you the introduction to Vishnu Sahasranama. Those who have not listened, go back and listen to the introduction. Every Vyasa comes for every Chaturyuga. And then we talked about the 27 Vyasas before and gave the names also. And then he codifies the Vedas. Anyhow. So here what he is saying is this creation will also get resolved into Parameshwara. That means what? After 1000 Chaturyugas, again it will go into the 1000 Chaturyugas is the daytime of Brahmaji. All the creation is there. And after the end of 1000 Chaturyugas, for another 1000 Chaturyugas, everything is under resolution. And everything goes into Brahman, which is called Parameshwara. Not only he is Sanatana, ancient, but will be there in the same way in the future also. So the resolution is also Parameshwara. So the entire Jagat with all beings and objects along with time and space goes back to Parameshwara. Hence he is Apyaya, the locus of resolution. Okay, this is the meaning. What is the takeaway for me? That is what is important. Reading the name of each Nama is okay. Once in a while, we should understand how do I connect these information to my day-to-day life. That is a real prayojanam. What do you mean by this? Understand all these things are ephemeral. The whole life. We often say, right? We are all, when you are born, we are already given a return ticket. You understand this? See, if you go to the toll gate in the highways nowadays, they will say, I want one return. Because you go within the day and come back again, then the toll charges are less. And in those days, in the metros, for example, Chennai or Bombay metro, you say, the Tambaram return. From Mambalam, you say, Tambaram return. Means what? I go to Tambaram and coming back again to Mambalam. Similarly, we all have come with the return ticket when we are born. Only thing is, as I often say, that you have got the boarding pass without the flight date and flight time and flight number. That's it. Everybody comes with a return boarding pass. Like, for example, you go to a country as a visitor. For example, you come from India to Singapore as a tourist on a tourist visa. In the immigration in Singapore, they will ask you, do you have a return ticket? Show me. Do you have a hotel stay or accommodation where you are going to stay? Do you have a return ticket with you or not? And the chapa will be done in the immigration stamping. What is that? You will be allowed to stay for 30 days and you have to then go back. Similarly, this life is all about we come here for a certain short duration. I explained to you Brahmaji's one day. So when you look at all those things, our life is not even a speck of dust. Not even a speck of dust. And we all will come and go back. Within the short period we are there in this life, what we are supposed to accomplish. The primary objective is to study the scriptures, understand I am not this body mind complex, I am the Atma. If you understand, there's no more birth and death at all. There's more resolution, dissolution, and evolution, nothing. Because I merge with Brahman called Videha Mukti. And when I'm living here also, I'm very happy because I'm the Atma, I'm not the body mind complex. So I don't suffer any emotional issues. Intellectually, I understand. Cognitively, I understand I am not this body mind complex. Then where is the question of worry comes? So while living, you will live a beautiful, fantastic life. Enjoy every bit of life. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya devo. So you can have a fantastic life here. And then after this body is drawn, withdrawn, everything merges into totality. We are not born again at all. That is videha muktihi. So the very idea of understanding these things is Bhagavan, I mean, all these things will come and go, but I am the Atma. So the very purpose is to learn this. So once you have this understanding, then I enjoy and have the fun. That is the very purpose of understanding these details. Anyhow, so move on. Go to 901th Nama. So we have completed 900 Namas over a period of nearly 2 years now. And we are going to do the 900, we have got 1000 Namas. So we are in the last 100 Namas. So we will be completing them one by one. I'm enjoying doing it. I hope you enjoy it. And everything is available in the YouTube also. So it will all be, whether we are there or not, I assume YouTube will be protected. And probably YouTube is like a Brahmaji. At least for this Kalpa, at least for this Kali Yuga, it will be there. So in one form or other, and people, future generations can also listen. So then next one is Swastidaha, one who gives Mangala. Swastidaha. Because his grace will give Swasti, auspiciousness, he is Swastida. The gain of any desired Purushartha is auspicious, but the real Swasti is Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama are also Swasti, Mangala, auspicious, but they are only relative. The ultimate Swasti or auspiciousness is Moksha only, the grand finale, beyond which there is nothing more to be gained. So he is Swastidaha, one who gives Mangala, the ultimate Moksha. Then Swastikrit, one who makes Mangala. Bhagavan is not only Swastida, but also Swastikrit, the maker of Swasti. Swasti can be relative well-being and joy, as well as absolute well-being and joy. The absolute well-being is only in the knowledge of Ishvara. I told you in the previous Nama, the knowledge of Ishvara will lead to understanding myself also, who am I. He does. Now, how does he create the swasti? By giving one the karma pala. The relative swasti comes by, swasti means, well, I mean, auspiciousness. Okay, will come by giving the karma pala. He gives the results for actions such as prayer and creates an atmosphere which is conducive for swasti auspiciousness. Once you are a sincere seeker of knowledge, then Bhagavan will remove all the obstacles for your gaining the knowledge. And he will bring the right guru at the right time, and you will get the knowledge also. Nobody can stop it. When one appreciates Ishvara, he is the Swasti Kriti as the Drishtapala, the immediate result. The understanding and awareness of the Bhagavan itself creates Swasti. Thus, he becomes Swastikrit. Adrishta is Punya, the grace. So, as one who gives karma pala in the form of Punya, which is conducive for auspiciousness, he is the Swastikrita. So, to the extent there is the understanding of Ishvara, to that extent the Swasti or well being. The more the understanding and conviction of Ishvara, more the Swasti Mangalam. That means what? More the happiness, calmness, peace, security, everything will come. So, more and more you study scriptures regularly, and more slowly. It's a gradual transformation process. There's no shortcut to these things. Understand this. Unless you are a yoga brashta with a puro janma, strong vasanas of this, you cannot be Adi Shankara or Kannappa Nayanar. Okay, so you have to have, for normal jiva like us, you have to toil and then have a systematic study, and the transformation is slowly happening. And the more and more you study, Bhagavan says, I'll remove all the obstacles, I'll give you the auspiciousnesses. That means what? He'll give you the punya. That punya will drive away all the obstacles for you to understand truly the Ishvara. That is the knowledge. So Swasti Krita, he is the one who is the bestower or who makes the Mangala. Then Swasti, the one whose nature is auspiciousness. Bhagavan himself is Swasti, of the nature of auspiciousness. He is in the form of blessing alone, being in the being of nature of limitless joys. He is Swasti, absolute auspiciousness. He is a Mangala. Absolute auspiciousness is Bhagavan. That's what it is. Then Swasti Bhuk. Swasti Bhuku means one who enjoys or protects the auspiciousness. If Bhagavan is Swasyatmaka in the form of auspiciousness, that is moksha, freedom, then who enjoys the Swasti? He alone is the Swasti book, the enjoyer of that also. There is no other bhokta. If the enjoyer is other than Bhagavan, then that person would become the consumer of Bhagavan. So he alone is in the form of Swasti and Swasti book. So Swasti Bhunakti. He is also the protector of auspiciousness and hence also Swasti Book. So you can take it that way. Then Swasti Dakshinaha. Swasti Dakshinaha. There are two ways you can interpret this Nama. One who grows the auspiciousness. The second meaning is the expert in giving auspiciousness. So one who grows the one who grows as auspiciousness and the expert in giving auspiciousness. Let us look at it. As he is in the very form of Swasti, in the beginning, there is a relative Swasti. Swasti means auspiciousness, Mangala. When there's a little awareness of Ishvara, as the awareness of Ishvara increases, as more of Ishvara comes into one's life, the Swasti also increases. With the total understanding of Ishvara, there is absolute Swasti. This is like the picture taken in a Polaroid camera. In the beginning, there seems to be a very vague outline of the picture. But as the exposure increases, the picture becomes more and more clear. Okay, so too, with greater awareness of Ishvara, there is a greater Swasti. Thus, all the way, there is only Swasti. No, Swasti Rupena Dakshate, as he alone increases in the form of Swasti. So he is Swasti Dakshina. Again, though he is in the form of Swasti, the absolute joy, its appreciation may vary with the type of antakarana, the mind one has, and also the amount of punya one has. The more developed the antakarana, the more punya one has got. Uninhibited by the papa, there is more swasti enjoyed. That he is swasti dakshina, one who seems to grow with the superiority of the antakarana and increases in punya. He is swasti dakshina also because of swasti dhatum dakshinaha, capable of giving swasti. The word dakshina also as also the meaning of one who has the capacity to do something very quickly. The Lord not only is capable of giving swasti, but also giving it very quickly, very quickly. In Kamalaja Daita Ashtakam, 8 Shostras, Ashtakam means 8. Kamalaja Daita means Saraswati, Mrs. Brahmaji. That's what Kamalaja Daita. Kamalaja means Brahma, Daita means wife, Brahmaji's wife, Saraswati, Ashtakam. Kamalaja Daita Ashtakam, Saraswati Ashtakam. 8 shlokas done by one of the Shinkeri Acharyas. And the last line says, Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalaja Daite Satwaram Dehi Makyam. Satwaram Dehi Makyam. So give me the Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim. Give me the Chitta Shuddhi and Vidya, the Jnana Yoga. Make me a Jnana Yogyata and give me the Jnana Satwaram. Very quickly you give me. Don't wait. Don't wait. So Bhagavan is Swasti Dakshina. How will Bhagavan be Swasti? How will Bhagavan will give it quickly? How will it give you quickly? You have to understand. He will give it very quickly for those who are very, very sincere. And not only sincerity, who are putting the required effort. That is also important. One is the sincerity, commitment. Second one is the effort. In the Gita Dhyana Shloka, we says, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim. A dumb person can speak. A person who is not able to walk, who has got a broken leg, can also climb the mountains. Bhagavan will make it happen. It is all our Shraddha. And Bhagavan says in Gita, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. So the Shraddha and Bhakti, two important words to understand. Shraddha and Bhakti. Bhakti means complete devotion, implicit faith in the Lord, connecting with the Lord. And Shraddha on the scriptures and putting the effort. Bhagavan will give auspicious Mangalam. Auspicious Mangalam, ultimate Mangalam is auspicious is Swasti is Moksha. That's the ultimate Swasti. Relative Swasti is Punyam, to have a comfortable living. So the ultimate Swasti will come with the Shraddha and Bhakti and serious study of scriptures, and anybody can get it. You don't need a Einstein's IQ. I often say, all you require is the Shraddha and Bhakti and a discipline to study the scriptures. So Swasti Dakshina, beautiful Nama. So we'll go to the next shloka 97 in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mayi Mayishaha Bhubrahmanebhyo Shubhamasnityam. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Krishnarpanamastu.